just remembered I needed my mic. My other one was dead. Let me make sure this is plugged in now. Charging. Yep, it's charging up. All right, let me see, make sure we got some noise on here. Yes, we do. Here we go. Got a little Fordite here to do. Got the bumpy Fordite with the drips. That's going to be very exciting. Love that particular kind. Here we go. Rock and roll, turn the blower on. A little high here. Drop it down to about 1/8 of an inch. Perfect. Alright, going down to a 0.55 and we are at a 0.6. Alright, nicely shaped little handle there. Come on the back side here. See how we're doing for a measurement there. This one's down to 0.58, 0.56. That's perfect. Little fat right here, but we'll bring that down as we start carving here. Now, what are we going to do in here? I got some pretty glorious drips again, like that last one. Pretty cool patterns. Let's see. Again, we need that undulation to get all that pattern out of this. And this one's going to be extra special on this one. Let me turn it on here. Get rid of all the little bits. So there's our middle. Now, if we simply mustache this one, we'll get a lot in here and a lot right here. We may be able to thin this down a little bit and get some stuff out of there as well. That might be the way to go on this one. Good strong resin in the middle. That's good for structural integrity. All this is going this way, so it should adhere very well to there. It'll be Fordite all the way around once we thin this down a little bit. That might be the answer, the way this is placed. All right, let's give it a shot. This should be fun. All right, there's that part. That was the easy part. Let's dig us a little valley here. A little easy in the resin. And we'll touch the Fordite very gently. We'll thin this down a little bit, but generally we want to do the thinning with the sandpaper. So we'll get rid of the gross thinning with this. Super gentle. See how we're doing getting through that piece of resin there. Looking pretty good, just a little bit more to go. Good. And that stems from all the way down here. And we can do a little thinning in here towards the finger grip. We don't want to get too deep in here because the in deep is nice and perfect. See how we're doing there. Very nice. Just a skidge to go. Just a little tiny bit right there. And then we're going to start seeing some of that gorgeous Fordite. Or even more of that gorgeous Fordite. Okay, now come over to this other side here. We're done shaping this one now. Got it all exposed, looking fantastic. This one here now, we got to thin it up a little bit, get into this finger hold and start creating some of those cool contours. Super slow, no hurry. Super easy. Nice and smooth. slowest turn ever. I think I'm just about where I need to be. Need a little bit more right there. Still a little bit fat as compared to that one. And a little bit right there. So we're getting there. Right here on top. That's pretty good. Got a little bit of a jewel on top of that one. I don't think that'll sand off, so I'm going to take that off. There's a little bit right there, but I think that will sand off. That might as well. That's actually pretty thin. Yeah, I think we're going to leave it right there and start working on the sandpaper. Looking good. All right, blower off. Diaper in place. And let's see, get some sandpaper here. Got a couple of pieces just in case we need them. Oh, never refilled my water bottle from last time. All right, water bottle is full. Squirt bottle, I should say. All right. Which one is that one there? Oh, that's the one I got right now. I'm not doing any heavy duty shaping, so I don't think I need the big sand block with the foam inside. I think this is going to do just fine here. Feeling pretty smooth already. Very nice. I got Crafting with Shay up on the TV, all muted out, while she's visiting with Ditzy and Dear Helper. Ditzy's got a fabulous channel. Growing nicely. Got a great voice, good presentation. I like it. Yeah, I like it. I always like to see people do well. It's always fun. All right, let's see how this looks. Oh, we're looking good so far. Still got a little bit of that on there right there. I guess we're just going to have to leave that. I don't want to make it too thin, because then we get too thin over here. No, I think I really want that off. I want to see that Fordite there. So I'm going to get out the block of toughness here. We'll wear that down a little bit. Lot coarser grit than that previous one I was using. Shouldn't take too much. Let's see if that was enough. Just about. So I've got to concentrate right there. That should do it right there. Ah, just about perfect. Almost there. Looking really good over here. I think I'd like to get a little bit more. I don't know. That's looking pretty dang good. I hate to tempt fate. Got a little bit right there, right at the top of that hump. That should be out of here in no time. I'm going to shape just a little bit right here on this. I'm going to get a little bit more of a slant. Don't want to cut into it with a knife, but I will shape it a little bit with this guy here. Mainly this little rise right out of the valley here. You can see all that mud coming off. It definitely is shaping. All right. Let's call that pretty good, I think. We'll get some water on here and get most of that mud off. Then we'll get back down to finishing. Oh, that helped a ton. Look at that. Got extra contour right in there. Beautiful. That looks good. That looks good. Still got a little tiny bit right there and a little tiny bit right there. It may come off as we do the regular finishing. So let's go with that theory right there and see how we end up. Let's see how that looks there. Ah, looks beautiful. Okay, we will continue finishing. We'll upgrade the sandpaper to one extra level here because we're looking, oops, that's need a bigger piece. Bigger piece. All right, that feels good there. Get the ends all finished up. All right, and the final piece before we polish. Looks a little Christmassy with all this red and green, you know. Can't hardly not think about that. Beautiful. Love it. All right, let's polish this baby up. Then we'll go on to the next one. Again, we're going to buff them all at the end so I don't forget to switch the camera. That's always sort of embarrassing. Not much I can do. No professional studio here, but, you know, I should be able to remember going from one to the other. But I get so much into carving the blanks, I lose my brain. Beautiful. Love it. That's some great, I love the dips. You get so much action in those. All right, we'll put that one there. We'll grab this one here, which is sort of a, I think I've seen this blank before. Looks familiar. The green, the pearlescence, the color changing purple. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Mother of pearl in there. See a little mother of pearl right here. Okay, let's get the blower on. Pull all this good stuff in. Here we go. Don't have to be as careful with these. These are all resin here. We can be normally aggressive. All right, let's see how we're doing here. Looks to be about a 0.6, coming down nicely. Nice and smooth. Let me clean up the end here. Make a nice little dome. Beautiful. That is very nice. Let's measure that. I should be right where I need to be. 0.58. We're going to take a little skinny off of that, and then the sanding will take it down from there. Right there. Okay, here we go. All right, we should be near the finish line on this side here. It is 0.5, oops, lost it already. 0.58. So we're getting down there, very nice. Let's go ahead and make this an end first, and we'll clean it up and push it down towards the end. Again, I leave it a little fat in case I have a problem, and I can either always skinny it up or move it down, one or the other. That's nice and round. Let's clean up the dome. Beautiful. That is beautiful there. Now, let's see what we're going to do. This is just going to be a gorgeous mother of pearl swirly kind of blank. What do we want to do on there? I think I really like vases for these, but I did her a vase already. Yeah, on that red, white, and blue one. I wonder if I could do an I Dream a Genie across the breadth of this. We could start, this might be an interesting, just do a long necked vase. Let's see, we could probably start about, let's see, let me find the center. If we started 1 inch in and ended at, I'm sorry, an inch from the middle, not 1 inch in, inch from there. So this would be our base, that would be our bottom and a long flute. Because this blank would be gorgeous for that type of porcelain look. I think I might go a little higher. I think I'm going to go 1 inch and 1/8. So this will be our base. This will be our bottom there. This will be our flute there. And that's going to be nothing there. Okay. All right, let's try this out. This is going to be fun. All right, we're going to come right in here. Create our finger hold and forget about it. It will be complete and done. I'm actually going to come in here and finish it all the way up by curving it nicely into the finger hold. Really into this long necked vase thing lately. We've had a couple of really good success points there. All right, now. Looks almost the same. I'm going to slant this up a little bit like that one there. Nice. Okay. I'm just going to smooth that out. Easier to sand when it's all nice and smooth. Yeah, it looks good right there. Give us a little dip in the curve right there as we head towards the finger hold. Same thing on this side, just gives it a little bit of shape. Made that one yesterday look like a bud on a thing. Now I'm going to put this right here. And then we'll come back. This is going to be our vase bottom here, so we'll start here. And then we're going to slow it down just a hair. Keep it from vibrating too much. comes off a little bit at a time. We'll get the top of the bottom of the what do you call that part of the vase at the bottom? The round part? I'm not sure what you call it. We'll get it roughed in. We'll do a little shaping as we go. Alright, here we go. More shaping here. We're getting the shape. Woo, it's looking good. That's too cool. Very nice flute top. Now we got to work just a little bit more in here, and literally it is molecules that make the difference. It's not a big change in how much you remove to get that beautiful curve in the vase. It's just little tiny bits. You can see how little I'm taking off and it's amazingly strong. There's no Fordite, there's no wood, there's no pine cones in this, so because there's no foreign material, we can play into that strength of the resin. All right, that is pretty. Shape this up here a little bit. That's it, right through here, getting that nice little neck built. Beautiful. I love it. Right now I'm just smoothing it out. I'm going to take a little bit more from the middle here to give it that super sleek, fluted look. There it is. We'll call that the long vase. Let's see what that looks like. Oh, it's going to look like porcelain. Look at that. Beautiful. Okay, here we go. We got our finger holds dialed in. The blower is off. Now we're going to speed it back up a little bit for finishing. Do 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 do. Yeah, when you get the resin, I have learned, still learning I should say, that the resin is actually pretty tough. It's strong. Where you run into problems I have seen is the thin edges towards the pen tip. Those can crack off because, you know, there's just not a whole lot of meat there, and if you hit it just right and get enough leverage on it, off it goes. Sadly, sometimes we can change those ends into a fat bat, you know, and give it a little more meat. Sometimes we can't. But we'll give it a shot. I think I could even go a bit thinner on this. I just love the thin nature of that and how strong it is. Oh, it's so smooth. So smooth. What I'll do, because we're going to go live at 7, I'm going to leave this to premiere after we're done. That way, if anybody wants to watch it on the West Coast, Alaska, etc., Hawaii, then they'll be able to watch it at a decent time zone where people on the East Coast are pretty much going to bed. Beautiful. Feels so good, that thin neck there. That's cool. All right. First time we've done one this long, and apparently it is very possible. And it really, you know, even though it's a vase, it gives a lot of place for that part of the hand to just sit there using either end. And you stand it up in your case, you can see it. It's a vase. Oh, put it in the case. You can see it's a vase. I'm a poet and don't know it. My feet show it. They're long, fellas. Oh, baby. We're full of dad jokes today. Well, at least one. I'll think of some more as we go. All right, here comes the final recipe of paper. My goodness, they're so thin. I always grab like 4, and I got to stand here and separate them out. Need to put them in one of those lottery ball jumblers and get them all separated. Or the bingo ball jumblers. Guess it's the same thing, isn't it? All right, that is it. Let's polish this baby up. It's amazing how much pressure I put on the middle of this thing, and it's rigid. It's tough. We were doing that with somebody one time, and they said, "How are you sure you can go that thin?" And I go, "I don't know." And it worked like a champ. I think it was Valentine Vixen or something. We were going super thin and worked out like a champ, and you know, They were surprised and shocked when they got the pen how tough it was. All right, here we go. Unveiling before we buff it. We'll do that in a little bit. Oh, heck yeah. Man, if that were a real vase, I'd buy it and put it on my desk. And you could even fake the idea that you got a porcelain rose up here sitting in your vase. I think I'm going to call that a new design, long vase. All right, let's get another Fordite. I love it. Love it. These are all different challenges because they're always in different spots. So let's go uncover where this one's going to take us here. I've already rounded it up because it did come square. They cast them in a square thing. I wonder when I go to Germany if I can buy Mercedes-Benz Fordite or Mercedes-Benzite or whatever they call that. Let's see if that's available over there. So I reached the Fordite right there, and we got resin there. So we're starting to uncover where it is. Right there is 0.64, so we got a bit to go. Just got a little piece, goes all the way through here. Probably going to have resin, not here, but maybe on the top of it when we're done, because it sort of curves a little bit. So we'll see what that brings us here. Let's get back down to where we need to be. That's 0.57, so we're going to leave that there. So let's get us a nice little baseball bat end on here. We won't take that finger hole down anymore yet. It's getting pretty close to where it needs to be. All right, then we do the end here, get an arch or a dome built. Alright, now let's come to the other end. Let's see what we got first. So we got resin for about 3/4 of an inch or so, and then we got Fordite. So, we'll play with the resin first, and there we're getting into the Fordite right there. Fordite. Fordite. Probably still a little bit fat, but let's see where we're at. We're at 0.6. Looking good. We're going to take it down just a little bit more. All right, I think we're there for the deepest part of the finger hole. Yep, 0.57. That's good. And then we'll come out of that. Let's get us a end build here, or a finger end, or what do we call this now? End tip. I need to go Google Heilbronn pen turners. All right, now let's see what we're getting into here. So we've got Fordite all the way down to here. We're going to get some great stuff here. And it looks like that piece ends, and then there's a small piece here, a little bit of resin, and then some more. So let's thin this down a little bit just to see what we're getting into. And when we thin this, we do it very slowly. Just trying to uncover what we have to work with. See what kind of action we can get from the Fordite. Let me slow it down just a hair. Let's see what we get here. So we've got a brittle bunch of junk up on top here. You'll get that now and again when you've got smaller pieces. So I think what we need to do, we're going to get our finger hold here to here, so that we'll leave those areas alone. So we got to do some stuff in the middle, and I think I'd like to take one down here. Let me find the center. See if the center makes any sense for us. So that's the center. Is that really the center? It doesn't look like the center. 5 1/4. It's actually more right there. Yeah, right in the middle of those two. Okay, so we've got resin here, but we want to get some undulation here. So I think we're gonna we come 3/4 of an inch here, 3/4 of an inch there. What that's going to do is let me just draw this around here. Generally, can't do everything with everything in my hand here. Let's imagine what we're going to get. This is going to be our thing in the middle, our football. And then this, we're going to catch a little bit of this coming downhill. We're going to catch quite a bit of that coming uphill, a little bit of that as well. Then we're going to catch this stuff coming downhill. No, this way. So yeah, so we're going to have our resin strip in the middle. Yeah, that might look pretty good. I like it. Again, we're stuck to the sort of the ball type of thing, or the gumball thing. Because of what we're trying to get the resin to do, or the Fordite to do. All right, here we go. Nice and gentle. I'm going to turn it up a little bit here. Ever so gentle. Alright, there's one. That did pretty well. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, we're going to catch a little bit of excitement right there. Not a whole lot. Again, this is laid in there that way, so it's not going to get as much as we want. This should be the fun part over here. This is pure Fordite here. It's like digging through gold. Alright, we're to the bottom of that. Let me shape the top of the ball here. Bang that in there. Okay, so a little trimming. Now we're going to do most of the shaping through here with the sanding block because we really don't want to cut much more on that. So I would say, let me check the finger grips. We're pretty much done with the hard part of this. 0.57, 0.56. So those will come down as we sand. Turn the big blower off, get the diaper, get my water, my sandpaper, and here's the sanding block. You see, we're gonna get, let me turn this here, some way cool undulation right here. And we're gonna get that topographical map right there. Gonna be gorgeous. Gonna be gorgeous, I love it. All right. I try to stay in the confines of a very functional diamond painting pen, but with this Fordite, I find myself pushing the place I want to go to get the Fordite to do what we need it to do to look awesome. There we go. Shape that one nicely. I get this gray stuff all over me, this mud from the paint. So funny. I'm really falling in love with doing these Fordite blanks because they really surprise you and do some cool things. Now this side of this one's going to be pretty easy to get smooth. This other side here is a little rougher because it's got that big spot on top. But it sounds like it's doing pretty good. You can tell by the noise that it makes against the sanding block. going pretty good. Can't wait to stop it and see what it looks like. Again, this one over here and the one in the middle, not as exciting because it doesn't have those little paint drops. And those paint drops, ooh, I'd pay extra for those paint drops because those look cool. I think I'd like to work one of those into an ink pen. Nice fat barreled ink pen, that would be cool. All right, let's see how we're looking here. Get a little wet. Wipe a little off. See what we get. Oh, that's coming out great. Fantastic. Oh, look at this side here. Looks like an S-curve up a highway, up the side of a hill. Heck yeah, we're ready to go on. This is looking really sharp. All the dig marks and all the chips are off of there. Beautiful. Beautiful. For spacious skies. For amber waves of Fordite. And purple resin flowing through the pen. From baseball bat to baseball bat end. Ha 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 ha. I'm about to be a songwriter when I quit this pen thing. What do you think, guys? Should I do it? Comment down below if you think I should just write lyrics and stop turning pens. Let me know, because I'll make that switch in a heartbeat. Yeah, we got to start doing that stuff like YouTubers do, like, hey, here's something really controversial. Comment down below. I mean, who can't resist commenting, right? And that shows interaction, and everybody gets excited, and oh, you get ranked up, and it's funny. Yeah, if you like vanilla or strawberry, comment down below. Yeah, go ahead. If you like strawberry ice cream over vanilla ice cream, comment down below. And if you don't like either one of those, tell me which ice cream you do like. Let's see how that gets the comments going. That'll be funny. Come on, guys, play along. Let's have some YouTube fun. Let's have some YouTube fun. Oops. Keep snaking right away here. Blower's not on, so I can retrieve it. Okay, can't get that one. Let me get another one here. Got to separate them out. Here we go. Gonna have to wash all my diapers after this weekend. My goodness, they are dirty. You know, I was looking at cities in Florida just because I like to Google Earth around and look at stuff, and found this little city called Lake City. Pretty much right in between Tallahassee, Jacksonville, Gainesville, and Valdosta, Georgia. And I thought, what a lovely hamlet here. And then I just quickly go over to YouTube and I say, show me some videos on Lake City, Florida. Well, I found out that it's like one of the highest crime-ridden areas in Florida for small towns. And I thought, okay, never mind. Not interested in Lake City, Florida. Maybe somewhere else. But not there. That's funny. It looked like a pretty nice community, you know, from the air and from the, hey, look, we got a Wendy's, a Sonic, and a Zaxby's, and all those other restaurants that, you know, people go to, Olive Garden and Red Lobster. And, of course, isn't Red Lobster out of business now? Didn't they file for bankruptcy and go away, or are they still trying to make it? Ooh, that feels good. Very nice. So yeah, share the video. Go ahead and give us a thumbs up to show you like the video. If you do. If you don't, like it anyway. What the heck, right? It's interaction. And subscribe if you're not subscribed already. You'll see more and more of these premieres in between lives and all that fun stuff. And my premieres generally are put together a piece at a time. Like during the week, I do my day job here at home. I work from home. And as I'm doing that and I feel like, oh, I got time for a break, I'll just come out here, record, turn a pen. When I'm done turning, I'll pause it. I'll go back to work and sometime come up another hour or so, I'll take another break and come out here and turn a pen, and same deal, rinse and repeat over and over. And throughout the day, I probably get 6 to 8 pens turned, and then we may or may not go live at night. But at night, I'm probably doing another 5 or 6 pens at night. So just cranking them out. Big demand, so we're just trying to meet the demand. Having some fun. Having some fun. Okay, now we're going to polish this bad boy up. We let the polishing compound do the job. Then we got one more fully resin blank. That'll be a fun one. Don't know, I gotta get more repertoire. I like that long vase. I gotta add that to the list because that's pretty cool. All right, there we go. Let's check this one out. This is gonna be beautiful. I love it. We got some really good topo maps on this side. Looks fabulous. Beautiful undulation on this side. What do we got over here? Almost got some stuff right there. That could have been up a little bit. That's gorgeous as well. Very nicely done. I like it. Beautiful. All right, we'll buff that up in a little bit. I'm going to remove the bushings right now. We'll bring the last one over. This is similar to the one we did the other day, or the other video where we had the Grand Canyon of clear, but there's no Grand Canyon in this one, not straight through anyway. All right, this is going to be a pretty one. Love the colors. I love the clear interspersed in between the colors. Is that double interspersed in between? Because doesn't interspersed mean in between? Could be. We won't have a grammatical lesson here right now. Maybe later. Okay, here we go. Oh, got to turn the blower on. Knew I was missing some noise. .6 coming down. All right, that should be right there at 0.55 now. It is, no, thinnest part, 0.58. A little bit more to go, and then we'll leave the rest to sanding. Tighten that up a little bit. All right, we should be getting close. 0.56 on the money, perfect. And we'll just make us a little baseball bat end here. Did I do this one or the other one? No. There we go. Beautiful. Oh, that was a skip. Beautimus. All right, now let's thin this down just a hair. And let's see how we're going to make this baby shine. Great colors, by the way. Love the fluorescent or neon green, orange, and pink. Just goes great together. Says me and many other designers. And I'm not even a designer. I just like it. Let me blow that little bit of junk off the end there. There we go. Blow everything off a little bit there. Usually I end up with about 1 inch of shavings down at my feet. Let's see. I think Carrie would love 4 restraints on here. And that's going to dive in and give us some high spots. There's our center. Which means 4 restraints means 5 digs. So it'll be like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Those are the only ones we're worried about. Not worried about those 2 guys on the end there. So we're going to spread that out just a hair, tighten that up so we don't move it. 1, 2, 3, 5 digs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, it should be like that. That makes sense. There we go. All right. Okay, that's right. We're going to dig here. It's almost like making a vase, but we do something different as we're forming it. And I don't know why we call it restraints. Almost seems the opposite, like it's flowing up from there. Okay, now we go here, dig down. Same thing here. Noisy little turn, isn't it? got these things here. We're just gonna just curve those over a little bit. All right, we know the finger grips are good. Those are the 4 restraints. Again, can't remember why we call them restraints, because they don't look very restraining except for the part down here, and that would be 5, right? Let me turn the blower off. Let me get my sandpapers. Where's my water bottle? Here it is. Missed that one. Too far to reach. Easier to spend another 3 cents and grab one. Oh, heck, I can get that one now. That just flipped up and back. All right, after this one here, which is coming out gorgeous, we are going to go and buff them all up and show how gorgeous they look. And they'll be ready for shipping. It's good to have an arsenal of diamond painting pens, because as you break out that canvas and lay out all those diamond drills and get ready to start that thing and put all your release paper on it, you sort of go, now which pen am I going to use? And you're sort of matching colors and shapes and whatever inspires you to be motivated to finish that painting. And we hope it's one of our pens that, you know, or we're amongst a bunch of the pens you have, because we're not the only ones out there. Plenty of pen makers, plenty of wonderful pen makers. All right, there's that. Let's come to the next bucket of goodness. My fingers don't fit too well down in these little gullies here, so I gotta make sure I get all the sides of those little gullies. That's what I'm feeling for. Make sure we get them all. All right, that is the second one. Here comes the last one. Right before the polish and buffing. Yeah, baby, looking good. This one looks like very much a sunshine treat. Summertime treat. Some kind of cool name like that. Looks like you could almost drink it. Looks like one of those fruity, frothy drinks. All right, now comes the polish. Let me load up the rag here. There we go. All you really have to do with this polish is just keep it moving around because it does the job for you. You don't have to do much, it just does it. All you have to do is wipe most of it off and see that you got the shine below. All right, here it is. Oh, very pretty. I love the clear in this. And that really sets it off. And diving into here, now you can see further onto the inside, and you've got some height at the top of these to hold all that color. Very cool. Okay, let me pull the bushings out of these. That one there is the last one to pull out. Now I have to chamfer the edges. And there it is. Looking for my little chamfer tool here. There's one, two, and now the two Fordites. Yeah, Lake City, Florida. Don't think I'm ever going to go there much or stop quickly and get out. Hit the Waffle House in the morning and keep on rolling to Ocala or some other nice place. All right, let's bring them over here. I'm going to put these down here by the buffer. I'm going to switch the camera. There's the buffer. I'm going to come over here, turn it on, load it up. Doesn't take a lot, just needs some on there. Beautiful, and here we go. Here's the long vase. go. There's the vase. Love that one. Okay, here we go with the 4 restraints. Sounds like a singing group almost. Frankie Valli and the 4 restraints. Yep, I love that clear that looks like glass. Too cool. And there is sunshine or summer in the park. Summer in the park, I guess we'll call that. And we've got a couple of nice Fordites here. Okay, oh, we got to show you. Here we go. Those are the drips there. Cool undulation. They would have sat on the rack like that and slowly built up and dripped down. We just cut the edges off and exposed the middle terrain. And there it is. I'm not sure which this came from. That could have been more drips down there. I'm not sure. Or the drips are popping out in there underneath the resin. There we go. And the review, 4 gorgeous pens. Summertime Picnic, the long vase, and a couple of Fordite Drippy pens, which are really cool. All right, I will clean out the ends of those and they will be ready for shipping. Thank you, and we'll see you in the next video.